Namaste students. In previous class we discussed about the concept of statistics and as well as we have seen the definition. As I said, definitions are under two heads, that is plural sense and singular sense, and we discussed definitions under plural sense where we consider statistics as a numerical statement of facts. We consider statistics as a numerical statement of facts, and we have seen that definition. What is that definition? According to Professor Horace Sechrest, statistics is an aggregate of facts which are affected by a multiplicity of causes, numerically expressed, enumerated or estimated according to a reasonable standard of accuracy, collected in a systematic manner for a predetermined purpose and placed in relation to each other. This is the definition which is given by Professor Horace Sechrest. And from that definition we have drawn some of the characteristics. Through that definition we have drawn some of the characteristics. So today, in today's session, we will discuss about those characteristics one by one in details. So the first characteristic is that statistics are aggregate of facts. What is that aggregate of facts? Aggregate of facts are statistics is a group of facts or a group of figures are called as statistics. Individual fact or individual figure we cannot say it as statistics, because if it is an individual figure we cannot compare. For example, now age of a person, particular person is there, age of, for example, age of X is a person. This age is 25. This is one particular fact. Now one more fact I will give. Age of group of people. Group of people, age has been given here. For example, 25, 30, 40, 45, 65, 80. These are the age of group of person. And here one more information is there, fact is there, age of Mr. X. Age of Mr. X. Now, which information we can call as statistics? Whether this single data or facts or this group of cities. Here, this group of figures or facts. The figures, facts, data or information is one and the same. These are the data or figures or facts or information. The group of facts or figures we can say it as statistics, whereas the individual fact or figures we cannot say it as statistics. Why we cannot say it as statistics? Because we cannot compare this. Can we compare this? No. But we can compare this information. We can compare this information with one another. So, the purpose of statistics is mainly for the purpose of comparison, and it should be a aggregate of facts. It should be a group of facts or figures. Then only we can call it as statistics. If individual figures or facts we cannot call it as statistics. The simple reason, because individual figures or facts cannot be compared. So that is about first feature, statistics as a aggregate of facts. Aggregate means group. Aggregate means group. It's a group of facts. Example is the age of group of people can be a statistics. Age of a person, that is Mr. X, cannot be a statistic. That is the first feature. Then second one, statistics are affected by a multiplicity of causes. As I said in the previous class, when we, for example, we are collecting the data about something. For example, we take as we are collecting data about wheat productions in a country. Wheat productions or rice production. Now, the wheat production of particular wheat production, the statistics regarding wheat production we are collecting. We are conducting any of the survey regarding wheat production. For that we require some of the information, so we are collecting the statistics. Now, wheat means when the production of wheat means it affected by causes. What are the factors which affect the wheat production? It might be the amount of rainfall. It might be the amount of rainfall, or else the method of cultivation. What method they use for cultivation? The method of cultivation, or else the fertilizers, or the soil, the quality of the soil, or fertilizers which we use, or pesticides which we use. So these all factors, these all causes will affect the wheat production. What happens if there is good amount of rainfall? Then the wheat production will be good, as well as if the method of cultivation, if we use the proper method of cultivation, then wheat production will be good. Or quality of the soil, the soil quality, if it is good, we can get there good crop. And also the fertilizers or pesticides which we use. So these all are the causes or the factors which affect this particular product which we refer for our survey. So these are the factors or causes. These are the factors or causes. So the statistics are affected by, the statistics is regarding wheat production. So statistics are affected by multiplicity of causes. Statistics are affected by multiplicity of causes, but we are not going to study the regarding factors or causes. We are just collecting the information. We are just collecting the information about our statistics. Not we are not doing anything with these factors, but we are saying that these are affected by multiplicity of causes or factors. That is the second one. Statistics are affected by a multiplicity of causes. As I said, one more example. For example, we are collecting the price of particular product. That price will be affected by like this many of the factors. The demand, what is prevailing in the market, and also the what any new competitors are, whether any other new competitors are there for this particular product, or what is the supply of this particular product, what is the production of this particular product. All these factors will affect that particular product. But we collect information only regarding price of that product. We are not seeing what are the factors affecting it. So here also same way, statistics, we are saying that it affected by number of factors, but we just collect the information about the particular topic which we require. We are not doing anything with these factors, but we are telling yes, these factors are affecting our statistics. Next one, statistics are numerically expressed. As I said, we can say the particular statement as a statistic if it expressed in the number or in a numerical form. For example, now if we say that there will be some of the qualitative statements. Qualitative statements means which are not expressed in numbers. For example, the good, bad, or the beauty, intelligent. We cannot consider these statements as a statistic statements, because statistics, it should be a numerically expressed statement. What is that numerically expressed statement? For example, population of India has gone up by 20% as compared to previous year. We'll take here the population of India previous year. We can mention any of the previous year, that is 2018. This we are collecting in the year 2019. So see, this statement we can call it as statistical statement because it presented in a numerical form with comparison. It presented in a numerical form with comparison. The population of India has gone up by 20% as compared to the previous year, that is 2018, previous year. We are collecting in the year 2019. So if we need to, for example, now same sentence I write in another form. The population of India is increasing. Now what is the difference between this and this particular statement? The same statement, here also it shows that it is increasing. Here also we are saying it as increasing, but it is in the quantitative form, means which expressed in numbers. It is in a qualitative form, means which is not expressed in numbers. Which is not expressed in numbers. So we can say particular statements as statistical statement if it expressed in number with comparison. If it expressed in number with comparison, then only we can say it is a statistical statement. The qualitative statements or the qualitative expressions like good, these are the expressions, qualitative, good or bad or beautiful. This cannot be a statistic. A qualitative statement or the expressions cannot be a statistics. Only the quantitative statements which expressed in numbers we can say it as statistical statements or the statistical facts or figures. That is about the third feature. Statistics are numerically expressed. Then the next one, fourth one. Statistics are enumerated or estimated according to a reasonable standard of accuracy. Statistics are enumerated or estimated according to a reasonable standard of accuracy. What is this? See, what statistical figures we collect, we cannot say these are the perfect numbers or the perfect figures. For example, the previous one, what did I say? 20% if it is increasing. Or else we can say other factors also which we are providing in the form of numbers. But these numbers also we cannot say these are the perfect numbers or the accurate numbers. Our accuracy of information, our perfection of information, it depends upon our scope. For example, we are conducting the survey. We are conducting the survey about the study pattern of the students in a Mangalore locality. The study pattern of students in a Mangalore locality, one particular survey. That is about now one more survey we are doing. Study pattern about particular college. The study pattern about particular study pattern of, we will take our own college, that is Sharda Vidyapeeth. Okay, there are two types of study we are conducting. Now, what happens in this case? Here we have only one college. This is the study pattern of Mangalore locality. We have to go to all the colleges. How many colleges are there? All the colleges we have to go to. Now, in this case, what happens? Our scope is very limited. Scope is very limited means our area is very small. Only one particular college. We can directly go to that college and we can speak to the students, or we can refer their marks cards or other data we can see or verify, and we can collect the information, and through that we can conduct a study and we can conclude. We can give one proper conclusion there, because we get their actual facts and figures, because our area is very limited, a very small area, the one particular college. We can directly go there. But in this case what happens? Many colleges are there. So we cannot directly go to all the colleges. Some colleges we can go, or some other colleges we do the enumeration. What is that enumeration? Enumeration is nothing but assumptions. We are assuming something. Here estimated, enumerated or estimated. We are estimating, oh, this can be like this. Here it is so and so factors, so this can be like this. When we go for enumeration or estimation, when we go for such kind of assumptions, when our scope is wide, when we have larger area or when our scope is wide, we go for this enumeration or estimation. When we go for enumeration or estimation, what result we get at the end, this cannot be a perfect result or an accurate result. This we can say that reasonably accurate. This we can say that reasonably accurate. These are not perfect. Whereas in this case, we can get accurate results. We go for actual verification. We go to that particular college because our area is very small. We can do that. So we go for that college and we collect the information. Here we can get accurate information, but whereas in this case, when our scope is wide, we cannot go for actual counting. We are going to enumeration or estimation or prediction. Enumeration or estimation means assumptions or prediction. Based on that, we draw the conclusion. So it cannot be a accurate, it can be reasonably accurate. It can be reasonable standard of accuracy. Reasonable standard of accurate means it is not a accurate or a perfect. On an average, it is accurate. So our accuracy is always depend upon our scope. If our scope is wide, we cannot get accurate result. If our scope is narrow, then we can get a perfect result or an accurate result. This is about fourth one. I hope you are clear. Then the fifth one, statistics are collected in a systematic manner. What is that systematic manner? Now, as I said, we are conducting survey. We are conducting survey means there are many methods or techniques in statistics. We have to use that method. Directly we cannot go there and we cannot collect, we cannot ask them to provide information. No, we have to use some of the techniques or methods which in order to collect some of the information which are there in statistics. So we have to collect in a systematic manner. What happens if we collect information in a haphazard manner? Haphazard manner means which is not a systematic way of collecting information. Then it leads into the wrong conclusion or it will provide some kind of wrong results. So statistics, the information or data which we collect, we have to collect in a systematic way. The systematic way is nothing but using the methods and techniques of statistics which provided in that particular concept. We have to make use of it, then we have to go and collect the information. Otherwise it will lead into a wrong conclusion. The next one, sixth one, statistics are collected for a predetermined purpose. As I said, predetermined purpose means purpose which are set well in advance. Before going to collect information, we have to determine properly what is our purpose, for what purpose we are collecting the information. If we set our information or if we set our purpose properly, then according to that we can collect the information. We can avoid unwanted information, not necessary to collect. If you are not sure about our purpose, then we need to collect all the information. After collecting information, we need to analyze it and then we need to exclude, which is not necessary. But if we decide our purpose well in advance, we can collect information according to that. It will save our time as well as it will save our energy. The last one, statistics are placed in relation to each other. Placed in relation to each other means we have to collect homogeneous data. What is that homogeneous data? Homogeneous data means we cannot compare a heights of trees with the height of man. We can compare a height of a person with another person itself. We cannot compare with the tree. A height of a tree with another tree itself. So the tree and person are not homogeneous. These are heterogeneous. Homogeneous means if you are conducting some survey about person means we have to collect information according to that. The similar kind of information we have to collect, then only we can compare it with the other one. If we collect heterogeneous information or the different information, we cannot compare it. So this is about the features or characteristics of statistics which we have drawn from the definition. Which definition? Definition of plural sense. Statistics as a numerical statement of facts. Which is that first one, first characteristics, that is statistics statistics are aggregate of facts. Aggregate of facts are nothing but that is group of facts or figures. It should be a group of facts. Single figures cannot be a statistics. Affected by a multiplicity of causes means the statistics are affected by a number of factors. We are not going to study those factors, but it will affect the statistics which we collect. And third one, which statistics are expressed in numbers. These are numerically expressed. The statement or the figures which are expressed in the qualitative terms, it cannot be a statistics. It has to be expressed in numbers. Then statistics are enumerated or estimated according to a reasonable standard of accuracy. As I said, if our area or scope is limited, we can get accurate result. If our scope is wide, we cannot get accurate results. There we go for enumeration or estimation, so it will be a reasonably accurate. Statistics are collected in a systematic manner. We need to collect it a systematic. We have to use their scientific methods and techniques in order to collect the data or information. We have to decide or we have to define our purpose well in advance before going or before conducting any of the survey or inquiry. Placed in relation to each other, we need to collect the homogeneous data. If we collect heterogeneous data, it is not possible for us to compare. So this is about characteristics of statistics. So now what and all factors we have come across, that is in the last session the concept of statistics, how it derived, and also we have seen the definitions. I said definitions are divided under two heads, plural sense and singular sense. We have seen the definition of plural sense according to Professor Horace Eckquist, and through that we have drawn the characteristics and we have come across the characteristics. So nextly we are moving toward the definition under singular sense.